Hey, Alyssa. So I know we just started this podcast, I don't know, 3.5 seconds ago. We have one episode. The people know nothing about us except for that we're idiots. I decided that we should have a podcast intro, but I was going to do it via Dr. Google because we're idiots and we don't know anything. So I figured we could figure it out like now together. What do you think about that?
I'm ultimately open to it.
Okay. So this is just like the first hit. Like I just put it into Google and said,
How'd you type it?
I said podcast intro script.
And maybe we should also add some things to the end of that search, like podcast intro script for idiots, podcast intro script for middle-aged women, podcast intro script for the unwell, podcast intro script for maybe just for like football players. I don't know, just see what the difference is, see if we like it. I don't know.
Let's do the generic one first then.
We can do that next time.
Okay, fine. Oh God, I gotta type on camera. Podcast intro. I'll say for dummies, because I feel like that's us.
And there's probably a book with that same title.
Right? I said for donors. That's also not us.
For donut lovers.
Okay. Short podcast script example. I'm your host name. I'm Kristen. She's Alyssa. And in today's episode will be podcast, episode topic, and description. So what? Today we're going to be talking about the bowl, the Hollywood Bowl, Barbie at the bowl.
3 women go to the Hollywood Bowl to see Barbie.
And then it says, host, I am excited to talk about episode topic. Like,
are you excited?
Sorta. I mean, I'm excited because there were a lot of ups and downs that evening.
A tragedy.
Like a Greek tragedy. Wait, there's more to the script. And then it says,
okay.
Episode topic, Barbie, is important because, explain why.
It's not part of the lore.
It is part of the lore. And after listening to this episode, you will, parentheses, benefits.
I think you'll either go to the bowl, consider going to the bowl, decide you don't want to go to the bowl, or
never go to the bowl.
Never go to the bowl, that's right.
No, like the bowl is cursed. Like the bowl is and always will be cursed. You may have a great time. You may never want to come back.
Is that the intro?
I mean, I guess so. That's what Dr. Google says to do.
Do you think you're supposed to put the cons in there too? Cons of the episode?
I'm sure everyone can see that. That's literally just what it came up with. And it was from Captivate.fm. Write perfect podcast script, examples, and templates.
I love them. I'm a big fan.
I love them too.
I've only been a fan for about like 30 seconds, but I'm here for it. So,
but great. You know how you are when you get a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. Does it say what to do after the intro?
No, I didn't go that far.
I guess we can just get right into it. What did we do? I mean, we already told everybody. We went to the Hollywood Bowl. We went to go see Barbie. And what Barbie movie did we see? I think for a lot of women, you might have to clarify what Barbie film, because you got quite a lot of material that could actually mean. Although realistically, everyone's going to say Margot Robbie. But what if I wanted to see the Swan Princess?
I don't know that would be at the bowl. But I guess, I mean, we have to operate on the fact that we're not just talking to people who live in California and who know what the bowl is. So maybe they might think that this is like a mall where they show children's movies. So
I thought you were going to say like a marijuana bowl. The cereal bowl.
I mean, also, it could be
the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl, yes. Could be either.
I probably should have looked up what the Hollywood Bowl is, just in terms of its history, how it began.
Old.
It is old. It's old, and you know it because the parking is not equipped for the modern crowd.
The modern crowd or the size of modern vehicles. It's literally it's literally for like a Mini Cooper.
It is in the hills of Hollywood. It overlooks the Hollywood sign. It is dangerously close to a freeway, but you cannot hear the freeway, and I think that's the best part.
Yeah. And it is shaped like an arch. It's not a bowl. Like, it's I guess it's shaped like a half bowl if you turned a bowl up on its side.
I thought you were going to say it is shaped like a bowl, and I was about to respond. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying it's not shaped like a bowl. It's a misleading name.
It's not shaped like a bowl, you're right. I guess it is shaped like an arena. Let's just pretend we're describing this. There is a stage, and there are stadium style seats.
No, those are the benches.
That's not right.
They're
No, well,
benches.
so the rich people can get a little table and a cubby, and then the less rich people can get
Us.
actual seats. And then no, we're the poor folk.
Oh, we're the poor
get
people.
The benches. We get the benches. I have never opted for a individual seat at the bowl, and someday I'm gonna make it, and I'm going to, and then I'm gonna make it again, and I'm gonna get us the cubby.
Yeah, I feel like I won't go back to the bowl unless I have a seat, because I can't be on those benches again.
I know that's a lie because I think we're gonna end up on a bench.
Can I get a cushion this time?
Yeah, they're only $1.
I don't. Someone remind me to bring $1. The problem,
we don't have cash.
Yeah, we never have cash. I never have cash specifically. And no one had $1 for me to have a cushion.
I mean, I think we probably could have scrounged together $1 if we went to the bottom of our purse.
That's true. There was so much happening.
Yeah. So ultimately, the Hollywood Bowl is just a venue for concerts, and a lot of these movies that are played live with a live orchestra playing the orchestral portions of the movie. I have been for several different movies. I know I've been for John Williams, where he does the same thing.
I think
you and I have.
Oh, I was going to say.
a shared experience of the Nightmare Before Christmas before you and I were ever really friends.
Yes, and I will say that, and every year, when the Night Before Christmas happens, because Danny Elfman comes out and sings, everyone goes, "Oh my God, is he going to bring out Oingo Boingo?" The answer is yes. Oingo Boingo is always there. So he's always there. He always does Dead Man Party at the end. It's certainty. So just know you're going to have to stay an extra 10 minutes.
And that's okay, because you're going to be there for another hour trying to get out of the parking situation anyway.
Or even just getting out of your seat, especially if you're with the poors.
Now, when I lived in Los Angeles, I don't anymore. I used to live in Koreatown, so it was really easy for me to take the subway from Wilshire all the way down to Hollywood. When I lived in Burbank, it was a pretty easy Uber drive. But I know for you, it is a specific hell on earth to get to and from the bowl.
Yes, because I live in Southern California, a little bit further down. So I'm in like the Inland Empire, 909, baby. And so it is about, on a good day, it's an hour at least.
It's going to always be an hour and a half.
Yes, it's always going to be an hour and a half. And then you also have to factor in, it's going to be that hour and a half, probably plus another half an hour to figure out how to park and where to park, and build in time to then walk from your parking to the bowl. Because also, as we've said, we're not rich people. We don't pay for preferred parking. We park miles away and walk.
And I guess we can get into this a little later when we talk about the actual logistics. I like a walk to a venue.
I would normally like a walk to a venue, but it was a very specific set of circumstances that happened that made this just the most cursed event ever.
Well,
I guess.
How did we get to the bowl, right? This experience started like any experience that we ever have. It was a photo of an Instagram post that got sent to the group chat, and sometimes the adventurers actually make it out of the group chat. The tickets went on sale. I bought them. I probably bought these back in April or March, and then I kept thinking, yeah, we're going to go to the bowl. We're going to go to the bowl. And then the bowl actually came.
And oh boy, did the bowl happen.
And what specific magical timing.
I'll get right into it. I was trying to be a good person. And about, I don't know, it was like 2 days. 2 days. I think this happened on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And we were going to the bowl on a Saturday. I was going to a blood drive. And it was very hot because, again, I live in the Inland Empire and it is Satan's butthole in the summer. It was about 100 degrees. And I gave my blood and everything. And then I ate my cookies and had my water, and I wasn't feeling great, but I was fine. And so I get up to go to my car, and this whole thing is taking place in a parking lot of, and I don't know, I make it like 4 steps, and apparently I passed out onto the searing hot asphalt, and I suffered a very large 2nd-degree burn to my right forearm. And then the next thing I know, I'm waking up, and everything hurts. I also had a black eye. I also had a cut. It was a whole thing.
It was a
Woke up
mess.
I was a mess, and it's
It
disgusting.
was a mess.
I had to go to the emergency room by ambulance. It is now, 3.5 weeks later? It still hurts. But basically, this incident is brand new. I'm probably concussed at this point. I don't want to walk. I don't want to be outside. I have my arm wrapped up in a mummy bandage. I would say we also plan to look really cute. We dress
As
up
we
today.
always do.
As we always do. I had a really baller outfit plan. Couldn't wear it because the dress, for the sleeves of the dress, literally would be touching my open wound.
For some background information, I think Kristen and I are the type of friends that text basically when we wake up and until we go to bed, and it's never about anything important. I rarely have any new information about my life that is worthwhile. It is usually something like, I just got a donut, my boss sucks, I have diarrhea from my period.
Yeah.
I'm going to the store for guacamole. Have you seen this at Trader Joe's? So we're never really texting about anything specifically important. When I didn't get any texts from Kristen on that day, I thought, oh, maybe she's busy with work. And I didn't get a text from you, and I'm looking at the receipts right now because I wanted to see exactly how did I find this information out. I was complaining about something, and then I get a slew of text messages that say, fun story, next text message. I passed out after I gave blood, next text message. I was walking to my car, next text message. I hit my head, next message. I apparently got burned on the asphalt, next message. I'm in the emergency room, next
Oh, I forgot how chaotic this was.
I am embarrassed and would like to go home.
I was very embarrassed. They poured water on me.
Next question. From me, I got a chance to respond. Are you okay, dog? Response. Matt's lost looking for the hospital.
Yep.
I mean, I honestly think Kristen's probably dead. And at the moment, I'm obviously just thinking, is she okay? I assume maybe the Hollywood Bowl is canceled. I was going to stay at Kristen's house. Not a big deal. I could have stayed at our other friend's house. I could have gotten a hotel, whatever. But I just thought, she's a goner. It was nice knowing you. I had talked about starting this podcast, and I thought, oh my gosh, she's a burn victim. I can't be doing a podcast with someone who's on like that.
I did make it. I will say, does hurt a lot. Looks really gross. And then I'm pretty sure I enclosed pictures, which we probably don't want to show the world, but it is disgusting. And then I made her look at it in person. So that was also fun.
Just a few other texts I got from you, just because I think it really helps paint the picture. I was unconscious for 1 minute, I guess. Next message. Yeah, I'm in the hallway waiting for some drugs. Next message. I broke my Tony Stark glasses. And I just want to tell everyone that you like to wear transition lenses, which are very functional. I'm jealous sometimes because I got to be switching my glasses. I can't see. I got to put my sunglasses on. But you are sometimes in a state of Robert Downey Jr. where you're just a little bit of shade.
I love those glasses.
And I'm
so sad.
I'm sorry. Did you ever replace them?
Not yet. I mean, I have my second pair, but now I'm paranoid that I'm just going to fall and break those.
Well,
but those were my
you can't
favorite.
Get blood.
Yeah, can't get blood. I mean, unless it's in the wintertime.
Did you mention that you were trying to win a car?
Oh, no. I mean, I was doing this out of the kindness of my heart. But also, you did get a free T-shirt and a chance to win a new car. And I also, in this thing, I was going with a coworker. So, like, a coworker was like, "Hey, let's go." His wife works down there. I'm like, "Yeah, this would be a fun group outing," because I telework most of the time, and so we don't get to see each other a lot. So, team building activity. This poor coworker man had to pick my ass off the asphalt and run and go get help. So,
I only bring it up because one of the text messages you sent me was, "I deserve that car."
It's true. I do deserve that car. If you're listening, I deserve a car. Can you give me that car? My arm still really hurts. I had to go to the doctor this morning because of how bad it hurt.
And
3 weeks later.
I'm looking at the date. Yeah, it was July 24th when you had your tragic accident. Speak of, but we do speak of.
We speak of all the time.
I think about often, and I've told people.
Yeah.
And by people, I mean like my mom.
What does Terry think about it?
Oh, she does that thing where she puts her hand over her heart and she goes, "Oh, is she okay?" And then, because what is she really going to do? What's she going to do about this?
Yeah.
But she cares.
But it's
You're
nice
in her
to know
prayers,
that
Miha.
she cares. I'm so happy that I'm in thoughts and prayers of Terry. It's like the best
you're in
place I
thoughts
can
of
be.
prayers because hers work. One time, don't cut this out. My mom was talking to my dad about how she and him had a lot to be thankful for, and they were thanking the Lord. And then Jesus came through Siri and said, "You're welcome."
She's divine.
And that's why, aren't you glad you're in her thoughts and prayers?
I am. Oh my God. Bless.
And that's probably why you're healing. You would have been a lot worse without it.
I could have. Had I not been in thoughts and prayers, I probably would not have my right arm anymore.
You'd have one arm.
I've had one arm. I mean, I'd still be blessed because I'd still have something. But it could have
We're
been
at that
worse.
time of the year where we are thinking about Halloween costumes too. And if you only had one arm, I think that could really open the door for us. But also, would you and I be Captain America and Bucky?
Of course.
You'd have the silver arm.
Yeah, I had already been floated that by Matt just because I have the bandage, because it's bandaged all the time. But then it was like I could have been the Invisible Woman.
Was that my great idea?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, good.
I mean, these are both good. These are both still great options. We were talking about earlier, I just saw the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So this could, if I am Bucky, I could make my dog pull. And so this could encapsulate like the whole Marvel universe.
So I like where you're going with this. I don't really see the connection.
But because it's Marvel. They're all Marvel.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's it. The only connection is Marvel, just because I would like my dog to be cute. I think she could make a good dog pull.
Yeah. No, I see that. Yeah.
I mean, they're both weird chihuahuas.
Is Nova Chihuahua?
Yeah. She's 5 pounds. She has to be. If she's not, I'm so surprised.
Wow. Okay. I don't know why I didn't know that.
Because she doesn't look like a chihuahua. Like she's got rant. She looks like a terrier. Like she's got some terrier in her too. But I think she's like a weird mutt mix. Because I don't think they can be that small. Like she's fully grown and she's 5 pounds.
She's fully grown? Wow.
Dog, she's 3.
That thing is yay big.
Your cats are bigger.
Yeah, no, my cats could drive a semi-truck compared to that animal.
Yeah, she's a tiny girl.
Animals. And by always, I mean for 2 episodes. But it comes up. We don't have anything else going on. We got pets. We got husbands.
That's it. We got each other.
That's it. Yeah, that's all. I mean, okay, let's get back on track.
Sorry.
Step 1.
Injury.
We book the event. Step 2, Kristen has a massive injury. Step 3, she insists that we continue with the weekend. I arrived at Kristen's house. I don't even remember how I arrived, but you showed me your injury. It's crazy looking. She's got a black eye. I was like, okay, dog, I don't know how we're going to do this, but if you say you're all right, and we're going to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this first few days for me was really a fever dream, and I had to go back with a clear, non-concussed mind. I would have said, hey, no, I feel like I need to stay home, because that was also Midsummer Scream weekend. So we had a big weekend. So I didn't want to back out of everything because everyone already had tickets. We already paid for it. I was like, I can't be the reason this does. I'm gonna rally.
Whenever I come down to Southern California, I probably go about once a month. When I go, it is balls to the wall. We make every second count. Saturday, I don't even know what we do. I just know that we go. Oh no, I didn't even see you that morning. We recorded the podcast episode the first time around,
which
we
didn't
had technical difficulties.
That is lost to time.
It was a great practice experience. Oh my gosh, I should find that picture. I'm going to save that as our Steve Jobs in the driveway picture.
Okay.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Okay, that's going to be our. So we filmed this podcast. Kristen says she's going to get ready. She gets ready miraculously. She puts her pink shirt on. She puts a pink skirt on. She's good to go. We're ready to drive. I am very specific about timing and when we leave places, and Kristen is too. It was just the two of us, so it's usually a little easier to get out of the house. But if there are more of us, it takes a village. Kristen, in her injury state, decides that she cannot drive. That's totally fine. I luckily that time actually drove to Los Angeles, so I had my car. So I decide to drive us. And of course, we think we leave with the miraculous amount of time. We're going to get there right when we say we are. We're meeting another friend. Everyone's ready to go, except we really need a Diet Coke.
We always need a Diet Coke. And I feel so we really need to start building in Diet Coke time. Because this is something that, again, we really plan out our trips and we say, okay, it's going to take an hour and a half to get to the Bowl, right? We now need to start saying it's going to take an hour and 45 minutes because you need that 15-minute Coke time. Both ways.
And I know you have Coke at your house, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Because you want it fresh and fizzy. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk to a smiling McDonald's employee. And I think we got fries.
We do. We did. We usually get fries. It's usually a fry.
We got to get something.
And a Coke or a nug and a Coke. Like you got to get a snack.
So by the time you actually make the McDonald's stop, and I'll just say I'm a fantastic navigator. No one's ever told me that, but I'm usually the one that drives. And usually with Kristen, we already know where we're going. So there's not a ton of navigation happening. I will say you led me astray.
I did it. Google did. Google Maps did. When we decided that we wanted this Coke and that it was going to happen, I just put into Google Maps nearest McDonald's, and it said that this McDonald's was going to give us a 3-minute detour.
And that's where we differ, because I will not stop my car if I'm on a freeway unless I can see that beautiful pole on the side of the freeway and I know it's going to be a 1-minute detour. Because I was going through neighborhoods.
But okay, we'll talk about this later, but we had a specific incident a month earlier where we got to somewhere in the state where there were no signs allowed and we could not find a McDonald's. And so I didn't want this to happen to us again because I needed a Coke. I was injured. I needed that Coke. So I took us to the Coke.
I'm going to give you a pass because you were in a delicate state. Maybe you were on some painkillers. I don't know. I'm just saying, next time we're in Los Angeles County and I'm driving and I want a McDonald's, you find me the right one.
Okay. Next time, I'll wait till I see one off the side of the road. But again, we can't always count on that because as we learned in Northern California, sometimes they don't have signs off the freeway.
You can look at the map in the freeway and see what's close. You know what I'm saying, dog? You can put your intuition and technology together and come up with a plan.
I was concussed.
All right. I'm going to give you a pass this time.
Okay. Next time, I promise I will be better.
Thank you.
Or next time you can type it in.
Next time. Yeah, I will be driving and typing it at the same time. I'll do it. We'll make it better.
Next time we can pre-plan. Next time we're going to need a Coke. So maybe we should just get the Coke at the McDonald's.
We got to stop at the McDonald's.
Right by the house.
By your house. We should always just stop at a McDonald's first. And you know what's weird is that I think we usually do. If we ever go on an adventure in the morning, we stop for a McMuffin.
Yeah. I think it was an evening thing. And so I think we thought we were fine. And then we were halfway through the drive. And I believe it was like, man, you know what we could really use right now? A Coke. And I think that's how the idea was born.
Do you hate people who think they're too good for McDonald's? Hate's a strong word. Do you judge them? I do.
I mean, let's be honest, I do hate a lot. I have a lot of hate just inside me, and I would say yes. Because McDonald's is wonderful. When that McRib comes, I am there.
The McRib?
Oh my God, you've never had a McRib?
I don't think I have. Is it a real rib?
No, of course not. It's like a riblet. I'm sure. Have you ever had the pleasure, I should say, of eating a banquet rib TV dinner?
Full transparency, I have not.
Okay. It is basically just, I would say, a rib-shaped hamburger patty, that has fake grill marks on it and is shaped like ribs.
Get the fake grill marks on it.
I don't know. They're geniuses.
That's crazy. I didn't even know I didn't know they decorated it.
And then it comes in a delicious sauce, and then it has onions on it, which I don't get because I don't like onions. I'm sorry. But it only comes around maybe once every year, every couple of years, and you'll always see the commercial. Oh, the McRib is back. Baby, I am the first person in line for that McRib. And I will say, I disagree with people who think that they're too good for that experience.
I guess asked Google when I don't think I'm too good for the McRib. I've just never had one.
We're going to have to plan a date around this.
Can I just tell you, I Googled, when does the McRib come back? And one of the first websites that come up is McRibLocator.com.
See? Everybody loves the McRib. When does the McRib come back? I have not been following it because of said injury. When does it come back? Do you have the deets? Can you tell me when I can get a McRib?
Baby, you missed it. It was June 20th, 2024.
Shit.
How did we miss that? Because we were at McDonald's.
Not on June 20th.
I'm sure we would have. Oh my gosh, they have McRib artwork.
I would rock a McRib artwork in my home.
Just a fun fact about Kristen is she really likes McNugget artwork. So I think you could add this
to the list. To the artwork.
Yeah.
It's a very specific artwork. It's like that 90s McNugget cartoon art.
Yeah.
Especially the Halloween McNuggets. Those are my favorite.
They're very cute. I mean, these McRibs don't have quite the same feminine charm or energy, I'll say.
Are they anthropomorphic, though? Does it have an eyeball and like a smiley face?
There are no eyes. Yeah, maybe this isn't your brand, but I think there's an artist out there somewhere who
could do it.
For your birthday, I just do the commission and I say, can you put some eyelashes on this McRib?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd take that. Next year we'll have to get the McRib. I just know that when I go and I see the big McRib sign, when I pull through that McDonald's, I can get nothing else. It doesn't matter if I had a plan and I wanted a nug. No. It doesn't matter if I just wanted fries, I'm not real hungry. No. You gotta do it. And you gotta eat it in the parking lot before you leave.
No, and I think that's reasonable.
Wow, that was a sidetrack.
No, that was a sidetrack. But I think it's important. I think it's important to know because sometimes you think you're going somewhere and then it turns out you're absolutely not. Or maybe you are, but you're just going to take another extra 45 minutes to do it. So we tell our friend, hey, we're going to get there at, let's just pretend it's 6:30. I think that was the time we gave.
I believe that actually was the time.
We did not arrive. We did not arrive until 7:15.
Yeah.
That was a 45-minute Coke.
And so, I believe, too, at some point she texted us and said she had parked. And I was tasked with texting her back and giving her our ETA. And I was like, hey, we're just about to park, too. And we were not about to park.
Did I tell you to lie or did you lie on your own volition?
I think I didn't. I genuinely thought we were about to park because we were by the parking lot. But then I realized that we were not parking in the rich people parking lot because that was the parking lot we were by.
That's something we should note. I decided that we were going to park right across from the El Capitan Theater down on Hollywood Boulevard. It's where I usually like to park. But Kristen was in an injured state. So we were trying to come up with some kind of way for us to actually make it from the bowl or from the parking lot to the bowl in a way that would not kill her.
Yes.
She wanted to pay for the nice parking. I said, absolutely not. We're not doing that.
I asked to be dropped off.
And then she said, can I be dropped off? And I was like, I don't even know if the bowl works that way. I know there's Uber drop-off points. I don't know if they would let me take my car in there. Anyone who's been to the bowl knows that it's just hell on earth. So we end up parking in the parking lot that I decide that we're going to park in. And Kristen says she might pass out. And I was like, we'll just see what happens. We'll just see if she makes it up the hill because it's a hill. Quite a walk.
Yes,
it's a hill.
If it were, so let's preface this. If it were flat surface all the way, I think it would have been fine. But it was a hill, and I'm old, and I'm concussed, and I have a very large second-degree burn that hurts very bad, and I was on painkillers. I was like, look, I don't want to injure the other side of my face. So we had to find a solution.
And it should also be noted that our other friend had some pretty uncomfortable heels on.
Yes, because the other thing you should know about us is that we don't wear well, I do now, but we don't wear comfortable shoes anywhere.
We don't wear comfortable clothes either.
No, that's true. But I feel like the clothes sometimes are okay, but the shoes make it worse because when you have a blister, it is the worst thing in the world. I think if you are already uncomfortable and then you get like that blister on the back of your heel and you know that you got to walk for any amount of time, I feel like sometimes I would just rather die. I would rather just lay down and die.
No, you will just buy a new pair of shoes. I've seen it happen.
That is true. I will just buy a new pair of shoes. However, I was smart and I was wearing Crocs because
we'd already been through too much.
We'd been through too much. Like I had to have a win, and my win was Crocs.
Were you wearing Crocs? Oh, you're wearing the pink Crocs.
I was wearing the pink Crocs, yes.
Because we all showed up in pink. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
So we get to the base of the hill and we see several, I want to say, vagabond type looking men with rickshaws.
Yeah. And I said, I'm going to pay for this. We need to get in this right now because this man's going to take us to the top of the hill. And I need to not be walking up the hill. So I said, I don't care how much this is. Put me in this thing.
And I instantly get a little bit of an attitude with Mr. Rickshaw. And I ask him, how much is it? He says, $40.
It was
right?
$30. $30. $10 a person.
Yes, okay. So I said, are you going to charge us more when we get to the top? Because I will not go if there is some kind of hidden fee or hidden agenda, right? I've seen a lot of these TikTok videos where people get in the rickshaw, get scammed in Times Square or at Hollywood Boulevard. This is a great place to get scammed. So my guard's up. And this man, he gets an attitude back with me and asks me who hurt me. And I said, nobody. But you just never know.
Yeah, it was a very confrontational start. And I was like, I don't care. Just get in this. I don't care if it's $100 when we get up there. Just get in this damn thing. We need to get there. And I need to be driven up this hill.
And, we're not little girls.
No.
I mean, one of our friends is tiny. But yeah. I'm a big girl. It can't be easy to get all of us up that hill. But
it's true.
He was putting his calves to work and he did it.
I mean, but this is a service that this man had decided to provide. And he could have looked at us and said, no, thank you. And he said, but get on in.
How many people are actually saying yes to this per night, though? Like, how many customers do you think he gets?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel like it's pretty popular. A lot of people don't want to walk. There are a lot of oldies. There are a lot of chubbies. There are a lot of hot people. And I am all three of those. So I feel like there are a lot of people that would utilize that service.
And shockingly, he took us in the middle of the road.
Yes. Like into actual car traffic, which I was not prepared for, but we were already there. And I was like, look, guys, I was unconscious for a minute 2 days ago. If we die, you ain't going to feel anything. So just roll with it.
I didn't feel concerned for my safety, but I did think this would be a great place to die.
Yeah, I believe our friend was a little bit more scared than everyone else. And I was like, look, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't going to feel nothing. It's fine. Which I didn't think made things better.
Just
anyway.
Hollywood in general. You think there's like an 80% chance I'm going to get rear-ended. I'm going to get T-boned. Something bad's going to happen. People see a rickshaw and instantly feel sorry for these tourists, aka us. We did not get hit though, and it was a very exquisite drop-off point right at the big marquee sign that says the event that's happening for the evening.
Yep, and we got our one picture. With the one picture where we rallied and we looked good for 5 seconds.
It was far away enough where your black eye was unnoticeable. Get to the bowl in, let's just say, style. And then, because you and I had to stop for a Diet Coke, we're a little bit late. We get to the bowl, and our friend has a tote bag that is full of 40 chicken nuggets and 3 large fries.
And we had just eaten fries and had a Coke.
Everyone's on the same page. So we go, we give our little tickets, we get scanned in. And because we are poor folk, we make the additional walk up a second hill to get to our seats.
And there was no rickshaw for me to pay for. So I had to do that
no
all by
rickshaw.
myself.
She made it, though. And it was a wonderful experience, just getting to the seat. And we decide that we need to get ice cream, of course, with sprinkles, because us girls get sprinkles on their ice cream.
Yeah. And just a reminder again, this is Southern California. It is hot. We get that ice cream and it immediately starts melting all over the place. Everywhere.
And I are at this point inebriated. So we are struggling just to hold the ice cream to get to the chair. And because we're poor people, we are sitting on the bench seating all the way at the top. And we are in the middle of the bench seating. And you know what that means? Everyone has to stand up, scooch a little bit over the people. You got knees in your butts. People are, and I don't know if you've been to the bowl, anyone who's listening, but people just hate you. They hate you when you're going to your seat.
I would say that this is the same thing that happens in a movie theater, like when the movie has just started. But imagine 20 times worse, because there's no space. Or if you've ever been to, like, again, another LA-centric experience, but, you know, like older theaters, or like they'll show like Broadway shows, like it's like that tight seating. It's like butts to nuts.
That's a beautiful phrase. We sit down, people instantly hate us because we're a little bit late. The movie hasn't even started yet, though, but they're still doing like the introductory speech about how great it is to be at the Hollywood Bowl, how lucky it is that we're seeing Barbie. We just sit down, right? And then I look over, Kristen has ice cream just melting down her hand.
Everywhere.
Did you get some on your shirt?
I did. So it's a good thing we took that one picture before I spilled everything on me. So yeah, I was already a train wreck. It's just on my hand. I didn't have enough napkins. Yeah.
And when you're in those tiny seats, I know I had napkins in my purse, but how am I going to lean down, get the purse up, get all the napkins out, hand you my ice cream to hold? Of course, I'm wearing like a big vintage dress with a petticoat, so that doesn't even fit in the chair. It's all a disaster.
It's all a disaster.
And then you got Trisha trying to hand us chicken nuggets.
Nuggets at the same time. She's like, you guys are hungry? And we have to admit that we just ate fries on the way there. Such assholes.
I still had the McNuggets, though.
Yeah, I ate them too. I ate them. I ate my ice cream first, and then I did eat them. They did come in clutch because I was hungry later.
They always hit.
They did. They hit later. I even love a cold nugget.
Imagine if you had a McRib.
Oh my God. I would have looked like I had gone to battle if I had a McRib.
That's true. I can't imagine just the visuals of your face with a McRib.
It was rough. And that ice cream, I gotta say, wasn't really all that good.
Oh, I disagree. I had a great time with it.
I think maybe the fact that it attacked me and just... It didn't play nice with me, I feel.
I think more made it in my mouth than yours.
Yeah, probably.
More of mine.
Yeah, mine was just on me. So
we sit through this Barbie movie. It's got the live orchestra.
All women.
All women orchestra. We like it. We like to see it. I don't love the Barbie movie. I was a Barbie child. Played with a lot of Barbies. Got a lot of strong opinions about Barbies. Didn't like baby dolls. But when that movie came out, I thought, this was good. I'll give it a B. But I didn't think it was groundbreaking.
Yeah, I feel like I also didn't love the Barbie movie. And I mean, I'm sure this probably shines through. I had some childhood trauma. And so for me, there was like a lot about like moms and daughters in the movie. And it just hit in a way that I was like, it's not my experience. I cannot compute. So I don't know. I didn't love it. I thought it was colorful. Like I liked Barbie Land in Barbie. Like I liked all the Barbie Land stuff. But then when they got like
visually.
Visually.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. And then when they got out of Barbie Land and we're in the real world, that's where it lost me. I was like, I don't know why we need... God, what's his name? Will Ferrell?
Yeah, he was a weird character.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like anything they said about feminism was super groundbreaking, or it just felt like something that I had already thought about at 11 years old.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that from the audience. People in the bowl loved it. And granted, everybody paid a lot of money. Of course they wanted to.
So you gotta love it.
Maybe you and me, audience, who just wanted like a girls' night.
Yeah.
But the woman next to me, was dancing to every tune.
Yeah. And the woman next to me, when it came to the big monologue time, knew every single word to that really long monologue and said it in time with the movie. But
Don't
then
you
I
love
think
that?
there was also some of our people, because then I think 2 seats later, there was a woman who said, "This is stupid." And I loved it.
And then you wonder, did those people pay $70 for the bench seat, or who bought that ticket?
Yeah. Who brought them? Or did they just come ironically? Or were they also just very inebriated?
You can't go ironically to the bowl because you give up so much just to park, just to get in the venue. Not worth it.
Some people are richer than us and
That's
do
true.
things like we do.
If
like,
you're rich
ironically.
enough to go ironically to the bowl, you probably could pay for the good seats.
I mean, I
That's
guess
my
that's
hot
true.
take.
But there's like a certain amount of like rich, I would say, like that, like people who like do things ironically, and I think that they do sit in the stupid seats.
Do you think they like to just pretend like they're poor?
Yeah, celebrities. They're just like one of us. They go to the grocery store.
I would say at least 85% of that audience was loving every moment of
Every second. Yeah.
it. Every minute.
I was loving the experience. Loving
Yeah.
it.
Once you're sitting down in the bowl watching the movie with the beautiful sunset in the background, you see the Hollywood sign. It's gorgeous. I can see why people love going there.
It is. I will say for me though, again, being injured. This all goes back to being injured. They don't give you a lot of space. I kept trying to put my arm up to elevate it a little bit and I couldn't do it. And I just felt like the people behind me must have hated me because I was probably shifted in my seat like every 5 minutes. And I felt bad for them. So if you were those people behind me, I'm sorry. I was injured. Please forgive me.
What are the chances the people sitting behind you are listening to this?
I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. Sometimes you just need to put an apology out into the universe.
That's where we differ.
I'm trying to get back into the Lord's good graces, which is untrue.
My mom's praying for you.
I know. I've got your mom's prayers on my side. But, you know, I sometimes I feel like if there's a person who's a menace to society sitting in front of me and they ruin my time, I would like to hear them apologize. So just put it out there. Sorry, people.
This is barely related, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I can't breathe out of one nostril.
Yes. Yes. You have told me this.
Kevin, sometimes my husband, will tell me that I'm breathing too loud in a movie theater.
I've never noticed that about you, ever.
Thank you. Thank you. So he will tell me this, and sometimes I can tell, right? And I know this when I'm like super congested or something like that. But I went to the movies last night. I saw Alien, which, by the way, I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise. I generally enjoyed it, but I know everyone said it was terrible. That doesn't matter. But the man next to me was breathing so heavily.
And you're like, this is what I sound like.
And then I look over at Kevin and I'm like, can he hear this man? Does he think it's me?
Sometimes I feel like we're just an annoyance to the people that we love, because I think I've also told you this, but Matt says that I drink incredibly loud. And if I'm really thirsty, my gulping. So like when we get down till we lay down at night and I take my little drink of water before I go to bed, apparently I glug, glug, glug. And so I'm always very paranoid about it. So I always apologize to people. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I drink my water really loud. And this, so I feel like
that's a weird thing to apologize for.
We hurt the ones we love. And I feel like this is an incident in which you're hurting Kevin.
I've never apologized for breathing too loudly. What am I going to do? And the man next to me, an alien, did not apologize for breathing too loudly. But it did give me a come to Jesus moment where I thought, oh, this is a disturbance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you're apologizing to the people behind you in Barbie if it brings you some
closure,
clarity.
Yeah. I can
good.
let go of that part.
You're a better person than I am.
Not generally, but I feel maybe in this specific moment in time, yes.
No, I think you try to do the right thing. I usually will just do something bad and never think about it again.
Oh, see, I think the things that I think about everything that I've done bad in my entire life constantly all the time on a loop in my head. And so sometimes I think I just need to say I'm sorry
Mm.
for one. So that's one less thing that's going on in there all the time.
That's beautiful. So
Wow.
we leave Barbie. And of course, getting into the bowl sucks. Leaving the bowl sucks. It is a very slow, shoulder to shoulder, inch forward,
Butts to nuts.
butts to nuts, maybe stepping on the people in front of you. I'm the tall one in the group, so I gotta be in front. I gotta have my arm up so that everybody can see me in case we get lost. And then I gotta look around and see where did my ducks go, and you can't see anybody because it's just little heads down there.
And our other friend is coincidentally a little bit shorter. So it's if you lose one of us, you're going to lose both of us.
And at this point, her shoes are hurting her so badly that she is struggling to physically walk.
Yeah.
So as we're leaving the bowl, we see that there are signs for buses that will take you to various parking lots around the area. And I say, let's walk. Trisha's in pain. Kristen's in pain. Everyone is maybe at their worst. And they say, hey, there is a bus that goes down to our parking lot down close to the El Capitan Theater. Let's take the bus. I say, okay. We find the bus. We get on. At this point, they are cramming everyone into this tiny bus. And I want you to remember, listeners, we are Disney adults. We are very used to the extremely law-abiding Disney bus where everyone is in a safe distance, has a rope to hold, has a chair if they want a chair.
And
we are used to a high caliber of bus.
Yeah, air-conditioned bus. And also, they always ask you if there's not a seat, if you want to get on that bus. We were not given this choice. We were told, you got to get on this bus. This is the only bus. The last
They pushed us in. So we get on this bus, and it's full. And then they decide to push even more people in. And finally, the bus starts moving. But we're at the Hollywood Bowl. And if you haven't heard us complain about this yet,
takes forever.
You're not going anywhere. The cars aren't moving. The buses aren't moving. It's a very slow inch by inch. I could have jogged to the parking lot faster. There and back, maybe. I don't know. But this is where the night goes a little bit bad for me in particular.
Yeah.
I standing in the bus by this family who I would say is annoying.
And they're annoyed by us.
They're annoyed by us too, even though I don't know what we did to offend them. We were already on the bus before they got there.
I think they wanted specifically me to move to let their child hang on to a bar. And because, again, concussed, injured, I was not letting this child have my bar because I did not need to fall again. And it was survival of the fittest on this bus. And I needed my bar. So I think that
and
was
if there's
part of it.
if there's one thing we don't do, it's let children have their safety. We don't do that. So the bus starts moving. It's inching very closely. I will say at the start of this bus ride, I was in great spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a fun night with my friends at the Hollywood Bowl. It was exactly the kind of chaos you would expect, other than the extremely terrible burn and one of my friends not being able to walk. I had a great time, except we are inching so slowly. I feel my dress start to get extremely tight. And I don't know why it's feeling tight. It's almost like my rib cage is expanding. A few more minutes go by. I start feeling sweat dripping down my butt down to my feet.
And let me interject. Alyssa never sweats. Ever. She doesn't sweat. This is something I'm very jealous of because I sweat a lot. So if you see her and she's sweating, just go in another direction.
You don't want to know what's next. So we make it a little bit more down the hill from the bowl. Look at Kristen, and I say, I'm going to throw up. And I don't know when I'm going to throw up. I just know that I'm going to throw up. I feel this urge to unzip my dress so that I can breathe more. Obviously, I can't do that. I'm wearing a jacket. I can't take the jacket off because we're in this bus that is so crammed together, I wouldn't be able to do it. And even if I could take my jacket off, who's going to unzip my dress? Why would I unzip my dress on a bus with full of strangers? That's weird.
Yeah. And then I reacted to this information, I think, as well as I could. I took your phone and I believe something else. And your wallet, maybe.
So I start emptying my purse. because I think, what can I do in this situation? And I gotta be honest with you, this is not the first time that I've done this. I take most of the things out of my purse. I learn later that there are still things inside of the purse.
That were needed.
But I just start it, and there's no way I can get out of this bus, because I think someone who's listening is like, maybe you should just open the door and jumped out. In LA traffic, you want me to jump out of this car? What am I supposed to do? So I open up my purse. It is a beautiful purse that my husband got me for Valentine's Day. It is a pink leather Doc Martens heart-shaped bag. I love it. And I just start puking in it. I don't know what it's from, right? I'm not drunk. I think it was truly just
Motion sickness?
Probably.
And that bus was really hot, I will say. There was a lot of people. It was really hot. And the way that it was going, it would move a little bit and then it would break like really hard. And we'd all go, oh, we needed those. We really did need those handrails. And you do get motion sick.
I'm a pretty motion sick person. I throw up on airplanes too, which is not great. But so I just start throwing up in this purse, and I can feel the tension in the air just completely change, right? Everyone thinks that I am disgusting. Everyone thinks that I'm drunk. Everyone thinks that I'm like, can't handle my liquor. And it's ultimately humiliating to throw up in public. And it's even worse when you are doing it in a purse, dressed in a pink vintage dress.
A Barbie jacket on.
With a Barbie jacket on.
And you're throwing up into a heart-shaped purse.
There's no way.
Brand new,
There's no way this isn't embarrassing.
Literally,
Brand new. Had never worn this purse.
She literally took the tag off when we walked in to the bowl. So that was its maiden voyage, and it's got barf in it.
And I texted when I texted Kevin to tell him about this incident, he said, "Oh no, I hope it wasn't a good purse." I didn't have the heart to tell him.
So he doesn't know what purse it was?
He doesn't know, but I've cleaned it and I think it's usable still.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get off the bus. I just stand there in the fresh air once we get off. And I think, what the fuck am I going to do? So I end up going into the bathroom at the Hollywood Shopping Center. I don't even know what it's called these days. I feel like they change the name all the time. And just pour out the puke into a toilet, and then I go to the sink and I try to get it out some more. Because Kristen is going to be driving home with me. We're going to go back to her house. I can't just have a purse full of puke.
Anyway. I think at that point, Trisha and I had smelled it and we had to walk away. We're like, okay, we got to get out of this situation. We're like, we love you, but I feel like this is your journey that you need to take. So I appreciate the lengths that you took to get the barf at least out of the purse. And coincidentally, you did need your keys, which were in that purse. So
yeah, I had to throw up on my car keys, so I have to every time I drive.
The parking ticket.
And the parking ticket. You're right. I had to say that I had a lost ticket. Drenched in puke. I could not put that in the slot.
And then when we were going to leave, it took forever to let that man let us out with the lost ticket. You had to sign like a logbook. It took us an additional 20 minutes. And we're just like, at this point, can we just get home? And also, we need to wake up early the next day because we got another event to go to, baby.
We had Midsummer Scream. We were going to go from pink to black. And let me just go backwards because I think it should be noted that you are a wonderful friend. A lady said that I was drunk and told her kid to get away from me. In all of her Kristen glory, she's motion sick.
I will say, this is a time where Katie is my mean version. This is a time when she was needed because I needed to put this woman in her place. And this was the woman who was mad because we didn't let her children get on the bar or grab the bar. And I'm sorry, but they got in after us. There was nowhere else to go. And also, I will say, her child had fallen into me several times during that night and had hit my arm. And every time I said, ow, I'm injured. And she still continued to let it happen. So I do not apologize to that lady. She deserved everything she got.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
I had to let it be known. They can't besmirch your name like that.
Thank you. That was the story of how we went to the Hollywood Bowl. Is it really a story? No. I think we just hated the parking situation, had weird medical circumstances that took over our lives, and we had some ice cream. Did we have fun? Would you go back? The answer, I'm going to answer for you. Yes. Yes, we would.
Depends on
what. We won't do it soon.
Okay.
We're going to give it enough time where we forget about how
we're far enough removed for the situation. I will also
Mm.
say that every time they do an event, they do have fireworks. You have to stay for the fireworks. But if you're trying to leave and you want to get out, leave like during the fireworks. Like that's probably a
Don't take the bus.
Don't take the bus. Don't take the bus.
Don't take the bus.
We could have walked. I will say that is a lesson that I learned. Or I could have paid another man $30 to drive us down the hill. I feel like that could have also happened.
We should have taken the rickshaw.
Yeah. I don't think you would have thrown up in your purse in the rickshaw.
No, I think that would have been what cured me, if anything.
Just out in the open air. Just having a man just drive you down the hill, hurling maybe towards our death, because I feel like going downhill would have been scarier than going uphill.
Ooh, you're right. That does seem... It might be harder on the brakes.
Wait.
Whatever. We didn't take the rickshaw. Next time, maybe 2026, when we're ready to go back to the bowl, we'll do that.
Yeah, maybe a really great movie will come out and we'll have to go. Because I don't know if I could go to the bowl for another Nightmare Before Christmas.
At this point, I'm going to make a note of that. For the group chat, I'm going to wait until maybe, let's just say March of 2026.
Yeah.
Seem good?
Yeah,
okay.
I think I could. Yeah.
And then I'm going to send it to the group chat and I'm going to ask you, Kristen, when can we leave?
Not until 2026. Subscribe.